Hey everyone, I'm Julian Greystoke, and I'm here with another tag for you all today. That tag is let me find it, the editing process tag, which is by Kylie Keeling and Marlo York. I will link them in the doobly-doo, and it's all about editing, something I hate and am bad at. So I figured it would be fun for me to talk about it, and you can just see what a monster my process is. And laugh at me because I'm terrible. I'm laughing at me, you can laugh at me too. Alright, let's get down to the tag, shall we? But first, this. Hey guys, this is the world's fastest reminder that you can support me on Patreon and see all kinds of exclusive videos like these ones. Now back to your regularly scheduled program. Question 1. I'm reading this off of my phone again because I'm a lazy fuck. When do you consider a manuscript ready for the editing process? After the first draft is finished? I do edit a little bit during the first draft, but not that much, and because I'm a pantser, so sometimes I'll come up with something and I'll be like, oh, that needs to come up in a previous chapter, and I will forget, so I have to go back to that previous chapter and fix it. But I consider a manuscript ready to begin editing after the first draft is done. Question 2, how do you organize your editing process? This makes it sound like I have any organization whatsoever. Lately with the game, what I've been doing is taking the chapter out of the book itself completely and just giving it its own separate file, because I just used a generic Word program, and I give it its own separate file so that it's less daunting for me if it's just one chapter. At least that's the theory behind it, and then I go through and just edit it, and then I'll plop them all back together. I don't know if that's the best, that's almost certainly not the best way to do it. That's just something I'm trying right now. But I just kind of go beginning to end and edit my way through it. Never really stopped doing developmental edits. I know you're kind of supposed to do all of those first and then do other kinds and that sort of thing, but I am always doing developmental edits because I'm always thinking of oh, this could be better, oh, this could make more sense, oh, this doesn't make any sense. I'm always doing that. Question 3, do you edit while you write your first draft? I talked about that. As a pantser, I do a little bit, like I said, because I have to go back and fix something, otherwise I'll forget it. Question 4, do you enlist CPs, critique partners, while you are editing before or after? I edit at least once fully through the whole thing first before I send it out to anybody. And I kind of send it, I only have one critique partner because that's all I have time for. And I send it out to them and I send it out to betas at the same time. It's usually a second draft that gets out to them. So some big developmental edits are done, a few small ones, but it's usually still pretty raw when it goes out to betas and critique partners, partially because I'm lazy and I hate editing, and partially because I feel I don't want to send them anything that's too polished, because then I will feel really bad having to if one of them is no, you need to destroy this, I'll feel really bad about it. If that scene's been in there draft after draft after draft and they're telling me now to get rid of it, it's going to be a lot harder for me to convince myself to do that. So that's the excuse that I use for sending them an early-ish draft. Question 5, at what point do you send your manuscript to beta readers? Same time as I send it to CPs, like I just said. 6, how many rounds of edits do you take before a book is finished? Okay, Boots is the only one that I consider finished, and maybe people don't even think that feels finished. I don't know what finished is. Will someone please tell me when a book is finished, because I have no idea. I draft it, first draft. I do a full edit, developmental, and some small, other kinds of edits that have names I can't think of. And then I send it to CPs and my critique partner, and when it comes back, I take a shit ton of notes from what they said, and I give it a big overhaul edit. The game is losing, whole chapters are being thrown out in the game. It's a surgery, man. And then after that, I'll probably have to do at least one more, quick edit. I will see how quick it is. I might not do that before I send it to my freelance editor and see what they think. And then there'll be another edit after that. And then I'll probably start shopping it around to agents. So at least 3, possibly 4 times before I consider it good enough to start shopping it to agents. Question 7, how long does your editing process normally take? Fucking years, because I am the slowest editor on the planet. because I hate it so much. Like, it is like pulling teeth. Every moment I spend editing is sheer torture for me, and I don't know how to fix that. I just hate it so much. I will literally become distracted by lint floating past me to get me to stop editing. I have to sit myself down, I have to have no distractions, I can't even listen to music because I'll get too distracted trying to find the perfect playlist. So I'm just like, no, you need silence, you need nothing, no distractions, no social media, nothing. And even then, a bird in my bird feeder is enough to make me stop because I just hate it so much. I don't know what to do. Have any of you guys gone from hating editing to loving editing? What strategies do you use? Please tell me. Question 9, what's the biggest editing mistake you've made? I don't know. Being really slow at it, I don't know what my biggest editing mistake is. I'm usually pretty careful. Like, if I take out a big chunk, I put it in a separate Word file just in case I want it back. I don't think I've made any really big mistakes. I'm sure if I ever get published and I get like a proper, like, real publishing house editor, they will tell me some, but I haven't really thought of any yet. Question 8, what types of professional editing do you consider necessary? At least, and I know it can be expensive, and that's another problem I have, is I don't have a lot of just like free money to throw at editors, but you at least need, in my opinion, a copy edit, a line edit, to fix all your grammar and spelling before you start sending it to agents. If you're not sending it to agents, if there's never going to be like a professional, like, publisher's editor looking at it, I would also really strongly recommend a developmental editor. If you're going to self-publish it, please do that. Make sure it's somebody that you know and that you trust and that you've researched. You could definitely do with one of those if you are going to traditionally publish as well. I tend to rely a bit, maybe too much, on beta readers and critique partners for the developmental stuff, so I usually just kind of go with a line edit. Some people will tell you that you don't need to do that for if you're shopping it to agents, but like most of the agents, you know, you look through as you're going through agents and you read like their specifications, and most of them are like, it should be polished. Like, I ain't want to see no typos. In this day and age, if you want to traditionally publish, I really recommend that you either are yourself incredibly good at line edits, or you get some line edits done. And it can be expensive, and that's annoying, and I hate that you have to spend so much money for something that may not even be published, but that's the life. And finally, 11, do you enjoy the editing process? Friends, family, random people I've never met on the internet, if you have not figured out how I feel about the editing process by now, I really think that you were not watching this video at all. In fact, you probably put this on and walked out of the room. I don't feel like I need to tell you whether I like the editing process or not, especially since I literally begged for your help figuring out how to make myself enjoy this. I'm gonna be real. I love it! That's a damn lie. It's a damn lie. Anyway, you guys, that was the editing tag. It was nice and fun and short, and I enjoyed this tag way more than I will ever enjoy editing any of my stories. I could have so many books published right now, like self-published, if I wasn't so fucking slow at editing. Like, my books could be in people's hands right now, but I have to edit them, and I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Why is this a part of the process? I don't know. I don't understand. I do understand, but I don't understand. I'm sure you guys are sick of my shit. Don't forget that I have a ton of tags here on this channel, all arranged in a nice playlist, so easy to binge. And the more you watch of my videos, the more YouTube thinks you like them, the more likely they are to show them to you when I make a new one, which happens every Monday and Friday, so that's exciting. You can also keep an eye on me on my social media, all of it linked in the doobly-doo. And, of course, I have a Patreon where you can support me. Your donations not only help me buy better equipment, but also they grant you access to a bunch of super random videos that are not seen here on the regular channel, so go check that out if you're interested. And I will see you again next time with whatever it is I happen to be doing next time. Definitely not editing my book, though. That is not going to be ever what I choose to do. Bye! It's that time again. It's time to shout out this month's lovely patrons: Lennox, Amanda, Thelia, Jenny, Joseph, Kim, Lisa, Sabby Panda, Sam, Sarah, Savvy, and Scribbling Cat. I'm still so astounded and honored that I have so many awesome patrons helping me out. You guys rock.